Sit down, take a breath, and get ready to hear what someone should have told you a long time ago. Not your best friend, not your parents, not the motivational coach you're paying to pat you on the back. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth, raw, uncomfortable, the kind that makes you want to cover your ears and walk away. No one is coming to save you. No one. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you start living for real. Block 1. The savior illusion. We all grew up on stories of rescue. A prince on a white horse. A kind wizard granting 3 wishes. The system finally working fairly. Your boss finally noticing your effort. Society taking care of you. Fate pulling you through. These aren't just fairy tales for children. These are programs running in your head right now. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you waited for someone to come and fix things for you? How many times have you thought a situation would work itself out? That things would somehow fall into place? Here's what actually happens. While you're waiting, life moves on. Without you, forward. And it never stops at the traffic light to wait for anyone. There's a psychological term, locus of control. Internal locus means you believe your life depends on you. External locus means you're convinced that circumstances, other people, and luck are in charge. Research shows, again and again, people with an internal locus of control live longer, earn more, build stronger relationships, and suffer from depression less. This is not a coincidence. This is the architecture of reality. When you say, I'm just unlucky, you surrender your power. When you say, I didn't do enough, you take it back. The difference seems small. The consequences are enormous. Block 2. Love is not salvation. Let's talk about the most painful part. Many of us search in other people for what we cannot give. Ourselves, acceptance, safety, meaning. We call it love. But often, it's just renting someone else's strength. He, she understands me like no one else, and you stop understanding yourself. I can't survive without them, and so you can't. That's not romance. That's dependency with a pretty name. Real love is to whole people choosing to be together, not because they can't survive without the other, but because they want to be with the other. The difference is enormous. When you search for salvation in a partner, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, because that other person is busy with their own life, their own fears, their own unhealed wounds. They cannot fill your emptiness. No one can, because that emptiness is your work to do. And here's a hard truth about friendship too. Friends will leave. Circumstances change. People evolve, drift apart, die, betray, not because they're bad, because they're human. The only person who will be with you from your first breath to your last is you. Have you ever really thought about that? You are the only one who will never abandon you.
As long as you don't betray yourself first. Block 3. The system is not on your side now. Let's talk about systems. Governments, employers, society. I'm not going to tell you the system is evil. That's too simple and too convenient to sit and hate the system while doing nothing. I'll tell you something different. The system was not built for you personally. It was built for the masses. For the average, for the convenience of the majority. There is no file in its database with your name under the heading VIP handle with care. To the system, you are a statistic, a taxpayer, a consumer, a unit, and that's okay. That's how the world works. The problem starts when you expect individual attention from the system. When you're angry that the government hasn't solved your personal problems. When you feel betrayed that the company didn't reward your loyalty. You know what happens to an employee who gets laid off after 15 years? The system keeps running. Without them, without a pause, without a eulogy. That's not cruelty. That's mechanics. Understand this, and you are free. Because you stop expecting human warmth from a machine. Instead, you start asking, what can I do myself? What skills, what connections, what resources are mine? The people who have built something meaningful share one thing in common. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They started with whatever they had. Block 4. Relying on yourself is not loneliness. Here's an important stop. I am not telling you, shut down. Trust no one. Become a lone wolf. That's just the other extreme, an equally dangerous trap. Relying on yourself does not mean refusing help. It means not making help a condition of your movement. Accept help with gratitude, but don't demand it as your birthright. Trust people, but don't outsource the responsibility for your life to them. Love but from strength, not from fear of being alone. Self-reliance is not armor. It's a foundation. When you have a foundation you can build relationships, projects, communities. But without a foundation, any wind will knock the structure down. And one more thing, relying on yourself doesn't mean you won't feel pain. It doesn't mean you won't fall. It means, when you fall, you'll get up. On your own. Not because there's no one to help, but because you know you can. That knowledge is the most valuable thing you own. It can't be bought. It can't be given as a gift. It can only be earned through experience, through falling, through the choices you make every single day. I want to finish honestly. What we've talked about today is not just a concept. It's a way of life. And it takes courage. It's much easier to wait, to defer, to complain, to hope for luck, for others, for better times. But at the end of your life, and I say this without drama, just as a fact, you will look back. And the main question won't be, who helped me? The main question will be, what did I do with what I had? You have time. You have hands. You have a mind. You have this moment right now. That is enough. It has always been enough. Begin.